the yard with Beau. I'm going to start tapping the tone, open the door, and say the verbal. Tone, come. Hi! Wow, good job. That is impressive because without the e-collar, he runs the other way when you try to call him in, just because he has so much fun out in the yard. And I love that he came to me and stayed. Break. Good boy. All right, so we're going to be doing some stuff that's really basic. Sending to place, staying on place, adding the down command, recall back and forth. I'm just basically testing his ability to listen because all this stuff is so simple. Oh, are you putting yourself on place? What a good boy. I'm going to double up his collar. Double the strap up. Because he's so little. You are such a good boy. You put yourself on place, huh? He knows it's a session. He's so smart. So we're just going to get started with some basic recalls. Asking him to stay and asking him to lay down on my mask. Alright? Alright, let's get started. Stay. Good. Asking him to lay down and stay on the bed even as I'm moving around. Wow, this could be really useful at the dentist office. Now if he steps off, it's just going to be held pressure until he's back on, and then I release. Hi! Oh my goodness, held pressure. Place, release. Pressure, dialing up. Release. Good. So basically what happened there was he gave into his temptation, whether he forgot he was in command or he just wanted to test the boundary. He felt the pressure, he got back on, and then he stepped back off. He said, you know what, I'm going to test it again. I like the dial-up method because you get to a number that motivates the dog to listen rather than staying too low. Good. Then I praise because he's doing really well. It's not easy to remedy mistakes, especially if you found a really good scent on the floor. He chose to listen to me and prioritize me. All right, let's get into it with some recall. I'm going to give the verbal and then tap the tone, praise, and tell him place. Beau. Good. Come. Good. Place. Nice job. Right past the dog, right past the toys. Good job. I give him the praise. I walk away strategically. I'm not going to tell him to DOWN. I'm trying to get big mistakes out of the way right now. Good. All right, that's enough of that. No, pressure's on, pressure's off. These are all good reps where I'm teaching him, hey, this is my boundary. I don't want you stepping off until I give you permission. Good boy. Good. Good job. This is on really loose. Sometimes when you put the collar on, they flex their neck, and then like 5 minutes later, you're gonna be like, why is it so loose? So just make sure your equipment is good contact and on the correct way. Good, he's getting it. Good boy. He's definitely, all right, Sparkle, I can't talk over that. Out. He's definitely a dominant dog, so you really have to make sure your relationship is strong. You need to make sure he knows where he stands in your dynamic of your relationship. Good. He's a really fun dog. That being said, we really need to make sure he's prioritizing you when you're asking him to do something or asking him to stop doing something. So he needs to listen when you ask him to do something, calm, stay, but he also needs to stop. If you're telling him to stop barking, drop this item, whatever it may be. Those two things should be prioritized, okay? Good, Beau. Come, good. Place, nice work, buddy. That was a perfect rep. Good. Now, one thing I want to point out is that when he does a rep successfully like that, perfectly, not only does he avoid the e-collar turning on, but he also earns the praise. So it's like a win-win. That's a good boy. We're going to make things hard. Busy, free. I'm going to take away a place bed. He's looking really good. I'm going to do a recall just to me, and then I'm going to do a stay and walk away and work on his down. Beau, come, good boy, stay. Nice job, perfect position. The recall is always come and also stay. It doesn't end until you release him or give him another command. So we want to make sure we hold him accountable to that. You are such a good boy, like a stuffed animal. Here's the hard part because there's no boundary now. Stay. That's hard. Okay, this is my first time asking him to DOWN. Oh, he's so smart. Oh my gosh. Beau, good boy. Stay. Nope, now I'm clicking. Good. Now we can, there's two parts to the down. One, does he down when you ask? Two, does he stay until you release him? Okay, because the down part is cool, but if he's constantly popping up, I'm clicking. If he's constantly popping up, it's not very reliable, right? So no, down, good. The pattern is no, click, down, good, praise. You don't want to try to keep him super successful all the time because I'm trying to get mistakes out. I don't want him to constantly be making a mistake. So I'm clicking, I'm clicking, I'm clicking, I'm dialing. Good, and then I stop when he stops. Okay, good. So what I was saying was I'm trying to get mistakes out so they stop happening. Good. See how he looks at the trigger and then looks over at me? He's literally saying, am I doing the right thing? Yes, you are. Good boy. So he's only 6 months old. We're starting the foundation. It's definitely going to be maintained once he goes home. Good boy. All right, let's try a send to place. I'm clicking. Good. Where I don't necessarily use the verbal COME, I'm just pointing and saying place from wherever he might be in the room. Beau. Good. He looks up at me. Place. Tap the tone. Right on. I back away. He puts himself in a down and stays. Good. Sparky, 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 Sparky. Hi. No, I'm clicking. Place. Remember I said I want to trigger it so it stops happening. Sparky, 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 Sparky. Hi. Sparky. Hi, ladies. So notice this time you make the same mistake. Because I corrected him the first time, so the second time it's like, oh, it's not worth it. Good. Good. Good job, Beau. Good boy. Let me open the door. See if that'll trigger him. Pressure's on. Pressure's on. Pressure's off. So you just want to keep doing this kind of stuff until he stops making that mistake. Because remember, an open door is never just an open invite. He always has to wait for permission and the release to go through, especially being on placement. So we correct him, we put it back, and we repeat the trigger. Wow, good boy, Beau.